So at the Waterfowl Lakes Campground, basically when you come in, if you go towards the south side, numbers 70 to like 97, those are more spaced out and they have bigger spaces and they're more for larger RVs. And then there's also 102 to 110, which are walk-in sites. And basically if you're backcountry camping, you would go to 102 to 110. So the smaller sites that are number 1 to number 60-ish, those are a little bit smaller and they're meant for like tents or RVs. So the Waterfowl Lake Campgrounds is located on the north side of Banff National Park, and it's actually sandwiched in between the north and southern Waterfowl Lakes. So there's a little kind of a fat peninsula in between. And we got here just at late September where everything's closed down. So I had to kind of park way further at the back, and then you can park there to go hiking. And this is the campground site. What I've noticed coming in on the back side is that these are just tent sites, is my guess, because you have to walk in here. This is just a walking path, so you can't actually drive in here. Drinking water that's available here, and you actually have some canisters for the bears, some bear lockers. There's a little bit of broken glass and broken windows here, but do not enter the shelter. This will harm the bats. Little brown bats are endangered. Parks Canada is working to protect them. Bats use this picnic shelter as a maternal roost and a place to raise their pups. I think these almost have a feel of backcountry camping here because you have to be able to walk everything in, which is fine for certain people if you're doing backcountry, but for somebody else, it's kind of a pain because you have to walk in everything. So this is just on the far southern tip of the campsite. Is close. There you go. Yeah, they're just not flushable toilets, but not in bad shape. And they have a nice little shelter here with 2 sinks. It's quite quaint here. But I mean, we're on number 77 and 76 here, so they're fair-sized sites. Some of them anyways. I like this because if you're looking behind here, you could park way down in here. There's tons of space to even have more than the 1 or 2 tents or your RVs or whatever. But it's a nice wooded area as well. By the looks of it here, there should be 4 bathrooms. So I think there's like 8 crossroads that goes from one side to the next. So I think every second one has a washroom. So yeah, I'm really liking this campground so far because like look at the space you got here. Quite a bit of space. And they even have like this. This might be bigger than some people's driveways if you live in the city, right? So, but yeah, same thing here in the middle. There's another set of washrooms. Actually, there's doubled up here. There's 2 sets of washrooms there and 2 sets of washrooms here. Another sinks again here. They put signs up for cannabis. Cannabis at Parks Canada. OMG. Cannabis use is legal in Canada, however, there are still restrictions on where it can be consumed. Cannabis can be consumed at your campsite, and it can't be consumed in public areas. Okay, that's fair. I'm not gonna check out the entirety of the campground here, but I wanted to give you guys an idea of what to expect when you come out here. So this is one reason why the ones in the center are a little bit smaller, because it gives you an example here of tents and small RVs only. So maybe if I'm coming here with my equipment, the large lots at the far end, maybe those I would leave them alone. I don't need all that extra space. I would maybe check in the middle ones where they're a little bit smaller lots. They're still fair size, but obviously you won't be able to get your RV in some of these tight roads here, especially if you're looking behind me. There's not a whole lot of space to be able to turn them back in. But the ones on the sides, they're a lot easier to get through. Waterfowl Lakes, September 2021. See you next summer. Closed for the winter. Thanks for a great summer. So looking at the self-registration here, it's basically $22 a night. if you're not having fire. Up to 7 nights, and then you can do up to 14 days. If you do 7 nights, you can do 7 nights again. And then if you have 1 fire, it's $30 a night. So that's it for the Waterfowl Lakes Campground. And this is kind of like one of the better sites you can camp in if you're not within the towns. Like if you're not within Lake Louise or Jasper or Banff. This is definitely one of the better ones that's kind of in between. Don't have access to electricity, but with today's technology, there's always ways around that. And I like how they have a little loop that's just for backcountry campers or people that just have minimalist equipment. So if you come camping in this area, you actually have access to a lot of different hikes in the area. There's the Waterfowl Lakes, and then there's also Cirque Lake, and there's also Cheffrin Lake, which is close by. These are all little hikes that you can do that are like moderate to easy. Within 25 kilometers in either direction, north or south, there's dozens upon dozens of trails that you can head out. So last time that we were here, we did Mosquito Campground because we were doing Cirque Peak, and we just chose Mosquito Campground because that one was slightly closer. So it also gives you the option that if you come here and it's full, then you can also get to the next one down. So you're not always forced to hit that specific campground for that specific spot, which is kind of nice to have them all along the road here in the national parks. I'm Eric Tremblay, and these are my adventures, and I hope that this will help you make a better decision on where to camp and stay in the national parks. And I hope that you guys get outside and enjoy your parks like I do almost every single week. See you later, guys.